Hey, welcome sports fans to the Sports Roundtable today, and glad you joined us. And it's a very exciting time in high school athletics as we're well into postseason play in our fall sports and football, girls volleyball, girls softball wrapping up this weekend. So a whole lot to get to and actually preview going forward in high school athletics. And first we want to talk about some high school football games that took place last night. And last night was the first round of the district tournaments for Southeast Missouri and across the state of Missouri. And they are 8-team single elimination tournaments for these district tournaments. And starting out with Class 5, District 1. Poplar Bluff ended their season last night with a loss to Rockwood Summit, 38-14. Poplar Bluff, not a bad season. I believe they finished 5-5 on the year. 5-4 regular season with that loss last night. 5-5. Just drew a bad opponent there in the first round. Third-seeded Rockwood Summit. So the Poplar Bluff Mules season ended last night in that first round of the Class 5 district tournament. And also Cape Central, big over DeSoto in the first round of the Class 4 District 1 tournament. And Cape Central advances on to the semifinal round. Hillsboro defeated Perryville 68-18. Big win for Hillsboro, advancing out to the semifinals. Sykeston heavily over Farmington 55-14. If I can remember back in the regular season, just probably 3 to 4 weeks ago, Sykeston snuck past Farmington by a score of 14-13, I believe, and they've really turned their season around in the last half of this season. Went to a couple different formations offensively. Went from a spread offense to a more compact 2-3 tight end set, pounding the ball up the middle, 3-4 yards at a time. So they've really turned their season over here in the second half of the season. They'll match up against Cape Central in that semifinal round up in Cape next Friday night. So that'll be a game worth watching, especially since I think it was in week 2 or week 3 of the season. Cape Central just rolled over Sykeston early on, but it could be a different matchup this next Friday night there in Cape Central. And also in Class 3 District 1, Park Hill Central getting a victory over New Madrid County Central 51-14. Park Hill Central's undefeated season rolls, and New Madrid's season comes to an end last night. And Kennett defeated St. Genevieve, and this is going to be the Class 3 district going to look very different this year as 6th-seeded Kennett upsets 3rd-seeded St. Genevieve on the road in St. Genevieve, 42-36. The Kennett Indians are flying high and ended their season strong and got a big victory on the road up in St. Genevieve. 42-36, they advance out to the semifinal round. And Aaron Pixley and the Kennett Indians, one of the surprising teams so far in this district tournament. Pretty much one of the very few upset victories in these district tournaments. And St. Pius defeated Dexter last night up in Festus, 44-36. This is one game we might have seen an upset, which really on paper, I think, going into this, Dexter was the favorite. St. Pius didn't have near the schedule that Dexter had playing, and just really benefited from a schedule playing smaller schools. Didn't really have the victories that Dexter had, especially going back that Dexter defeated Sykeston. So Dexter looking to get that victory on the road last night, advanced to the semifinal round, but St. Pius made a second half comeback. I think it wasn't a second half. They led at halftime, 28-21, held on to the victory late in the fourth quarter. So nice win for St. Pius. They'll advance on to take on Park Hill Central in the semifinals, and Dexter's season comes to an end. And certainly disappointing for the Bearcats, looking to get that victory up there in Festus last night. And down in Class 2 District 1, Malden defeated Charleston, and that was big, 73-8. The Malden Green Wave rolled to another decisive victory, as it's been all year long. They advance out to the semifinals. And Crothersville defeated Kelly 63-14. No problem for the Crothersville Tigers, as the Kelly Hawks football season, their first football season, comes to an end, and a successful season for the Kelly Hawks. I think they got 3 or 4 victories on the year. Not a bad way to start out their program. They'll be good as the years progress up there in Kelly. So certainly look out for the Kelly Hawks football team going forward. We got a successful season in their first year. They should compete well over the next few years in their program. And also in Class 2, East Prairie defeated Scott City 51-22. East Prairie rolls to the semifinal round. And in the other semifinal, or other quarterfinal in Class 2, Hayti defeated Portageville 38-0, and that was at Portageville. Portageville having home field advantage in that one. And Portageville defeated Hayti. It was probably 3-4 weeks ago when Portageville defeated Hayti. But quite a loss there. Kind of a head-scratcher there. 38-0 victory over Portageville. The Hayti Indians, they really turned it on here the last few weeks. But kind of a head-scratcher how Portageville came out and only didn't manage to put any points on the board last night. But Hayti rolls, and they will take on Malden in that Class 2 semifinal next Friday in Malden. And in Class 1, Valley Catholic rolls over Chaffee 55-0. No problem for Valley Catholic in that opening game. Now let's take a look at the updated district tournaments, and let's start out with Class 1. Valley Catholic will take on St. Vincent in the semifinals. They will host St. Vincent, and Monroe City will host Mark Twain in the other semifinal. And all these games will be next Friday night for the semifinals. And in Class 2, Malden will host Hayti, and Crothersville will host East Prairie. Now in Class 3, Park Hills Central will host St. Pius, and Kennett will host Fredericktown, as Fredericktown got a victory over Potosi last night as well. Fredericktown defeated Potosi, and 2 upsets in that Class 3 District 1 tournament. Fredericktown and Kennett, 7 and 6 seeds in the semifinal round. So Kennett will host Fredericktown in that Class 3 District 1 semifinal. So a nice opportunity for Kennett. And as you may well remember, Kennett defeated Fredericktown in the first week of the season. That was our first game of the year that we brought here on YHC and CMOSportZone.com, as Kennett defeated Fredericktown pretty handily in that contest in Week 1. So Kennett will host Fredericktown in the semifinals, and the winner advances to the district championship. And you would say at this point going in, it will be in Park Hills Central. Park Hills Central, very good undefeated team so far, and they should handle St. Pius on their home field. So nice opportunity for both of those teams, Fredericktown and Kennett, to advance to the district championship. And what a story that would be if Kennett would advance. Aaron Pixley in his second season there in Kennett, playing in the district championship. Just thinking back where that program was just a few years ago and where it is today, heading into the semifinal round of the district tournament. So a big opportunity for the Kennett Indians on their home field to have a chance to advance on to the district championship. And on to Class 4, District 1, where Cape Central will host Sykeston. And that's going to be a matchup to look forward to. Sykeston got rolled over by Cape Central in the game back in Week 2 or Week 3 of the season, and it was a 40-some-odd-to-nothing victory for Cape Central. And Sykeston, a lot different team, as they rolled over Fredericktown 55-14, and they only won 14-13 just within a month ago. Sykeston did over Farmington, so they've really changed some things up and a lot better ball club. And Cape Central is going to have to prepare for a different team, a lot of different formations in the Sykeston Bulldogs. So that's probably one of the games to look forward to next Friday night there in Cape Girardeau. And the other semifinal, Festus will host Hillsboro in that other Class 4 semifinal. And the Class 5, Jackson will host 5th-seeded Oakville, and 2nd-seeded Vianney will host Rockwood Summit in Class 5. And those are your updated district tournaments, and going to be some interesting games next week. I'm really looking forward to a couple of those games. For one, Hayti, one of those teams really looking strong right now, especially over that shutout victory over Portageville last night. They're going to go take on the Green Machine and the Malden Green Wave. Certainly the Malden Green Wave will be heavily favorites in that game, but Hayti, that victory over Portageville, looking very strong, and they'll look motivated to come in to take on Malden as decisive underdogs for sure. The Green Wave scoring upwards to probably 65 points a game or so. So Malden looking to roll once again into that district championship this season. And Crothersville and East Prairie going to be a game to look forward to next week as well in that other semifinal. But certainly Malden, the runaway favorite to win that Class 2 District 1 tournament. And in Class 3, as we just wrapped up, that's a strange tournament. Very seldom will you ever see upsets of that magnitude, a 7 defeating a 2 and a 6 defeating a 3, let alone the same year. You probably won't hardly ever see that again in the same year, a 7 defeat a 2 and a 6 defeat a 3 in the same season in the district tournament. So Kennett with a great opportunity on their home field as they already beat Fredericktown in week 1, looking to do so once again this Friday. They're in Kennett, so big opportunity for those Kennett Indians. Advance to the big leap there. District championship next Friday, and presumably to take on Park Hills Central up in Park Hills next Friday. And Class 4 matchups, Sykeston and Cape Central, one to really look forward to. Cape Central going to be heavy favorites. They defeated Sykeston handily. I think it was around 49-0 in week 2 or week 3 of the season. So Sykeston got their hands full, but Cape Central going to be preparing a little differently. They're going to have a team to look out for in those Sykeston Bulldogs this coming Friday. So some very interesting games coming up this Friday. And after this next Friday, we'll have the district championships set for the following Friday. So we'll be looking forward to that next week in high school football. And quickly taking a look at the scores down in Arkansas last night. Northeast Arkansas, Manila defeated Pickett on the road. They're in Manila, 18-8. Pickett hanging tough in that conference, just to come up a bit short against Manila last night. And also, Cross County defeated Rector, 56-19. Cross County handling Rector no problem last night. And we're going to take a break now as we've wrapped up high school football for this week, and we're going to take a break and come back with girls softball and girls high school volleyball that's taking place this weekend, and quite a story in that high school softball matchup, which we'll talk about coming up in our next segment, and you'll certainly want to stick around for that. And certainly a big story there in the state Final Four in girls softball pertaining to the Portageville Lady Bulldogs softball team. So we'll take a break and be back with that coming up.
NFL Red Zone, the channel that brings you every touchdown from every game on Sunday afternoons. Watch the most exciting moments like never before, live in HD. Every touchdown from every game, live on one channel, NFL Red Zone.
Always on the go? Take the best in TV entertainment with you with New Wave to Go. Now you can enjoy your home television service everywhere, anytime on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Watch your favorite channels and sporting events live via the internet. Even access your home DVR to enjoy your recorded shows and movies or to set up future recordings. Prices start at just $12.99 a month. So call us today and ask about New Wave to Go. Another innovative service brought to you by New Wave, your local communications experts.
And we're back, and first we're going to lead off with the Class 2 Final Four in high school softball. It's taking place over in Springfield and going to be wrapping up today and yesterday. A big matchup for the Portageville Lady Bulldogs as they took on Pleasant Hope in that semifinal round in Portageville. And one of the strangest games outcomes that you'll ever come across or even hear about. The way this ended, and I read from the Standard Democrat this morning about how this unfolded. In the top of the 7th inning, there's only 7 innings in high school softball, girls high school softball. And the story I read from the Standard Democrat, I believe that was Brent Shipman writing on that Standard Democrat story, that Portageville was going into the top of the 7th, had a runner on, I believe it was first base. I believe it was first base or second base. I'm not really sure, but anyways, one runner on in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. Portageville hit a home run in center field, looking to take the lead going into it wouldn't have been a walk-off. It was in the top of the 7th, so Pleasant Hope would have had an at-bat in the bottom of the 7th if, unless they closed out the Portageville Bulldogs there in the top of the 7th. Hit a 2-run home run, and after the Portageville Bulldogs presumably crossed the plate, they had a big huddle at the home plate. I believe it was. Had a big huddle with the team as they took the lead in the top of the 7th inning. At that point, as I understand it and read it, that some infielders from the Pleasant Hope team came to the umpire at home plate and had a discussion, and then the umpires come together and had a discussion, and they called one of the runners out, assuming that, or their the reasoning was I don't know if it was either one of the base runner, the lead runner, missed one of the bags or missed the plate, or it was the player that hit the home run missed the home plate. So I'm not really sure exactly. I need to follow up on this more, exactly what happened, because what happened, they made the ruling and then ran off the field, and there was there was really no follow up and discussion about how everything took place. So they made a ruling that one or both, or I don't know exactly how. I need to look more into this, but either way, they ruled that the home run didn't count, and it was an out, and that was the 3rd out of the game, and that the game was over at that point, as it was the 3rd out in the top of the 7th inning, and Pleasant Hope was already leading 1-0. Both runs didn't count, and Pleasant Hope come away with that semifinal victory. So I've never heard anything like that. It's strange. I'll definitely need to look into this, kind of follow up on how exactly this took place. But it's very strange reading about it. Portageville hit a home run. It was a legitimate home run. It wasn't as if it was anything in question of the home run. The home runs rounded the bases, and I don't know. I need to, like I said, I need to follow up and see and really find out what exactly happened. But it sounds like the players were at the home plate, and they have that big mob at the home plate, and maybe one or both of the runners missed home plate as they were kind of running into the mob at home plate. But to answer that, Billy Cook, the coach for the Portageville Lady Bulldogs softball team, quoted in the same article with the Standard Democrat that he actually held back his players to avoid that happening so they could cross the plate. He said he saw them both cross the plate. So, and to answer to that, he thought that it was the wrong call because both players he saw them touch the plate. So I don't know if they missed and there was one point in the article where one of the umpires said that one of the players missed first base. I'm not really sure which runner. I can't remember. It might be the lead runner. The article stated the lead runner, but I believe the lead runner was on first base when that home run was hit. So that doesn't make sense that the lead runner would have missed first base. Maybe the writer there, Brent Shipman, meant that the home run hitter hit the missed first base. But then again, it's just totally strange. I'm going to look more into it. But basically, just to sum it up and wrap your head around it, Portageville hit a 2-run home run in the top of the 7th with 2 outs, which would have gave them a 2-1 lead, not the victory, 2-1 lead in the top of the 7th. And at that point, they would have went into the 7th inning trying to hold off Pleasant Hope to win that semifinal matchup. So it wasn't necessarily that they won the game at that point. They just took the lead in the top half of the inning. So they hit the home run, or they at least thought they hit the home run, went up to 2-1. Infielders came to the umpires. Umpires came together and conferred and ruled that one or both or whichever players missed the home plate, missed one of the bases out in the field. I'm not really sure. Come to the conclusion that the batter was out, and it was a 1-0 game, and that was the third out, and game was over. So that's what's hard to wrap your head around, how you can hit a home run and have it basically taken away, and not only taken away, the batter being called out, and the game is over. That's just what makes it so strange how it all ended. I feel bad for the Portageville softball players having to go through that, and certainly the Portageville community and the coaching staff. That's just tough. It's one thing for it not to count and just continuing playing, but for it not to count, the runs taken off the board and then calling the game over, that's what makes it so tough and so bizarre to really comprehend how you could hit a home run to actually take the lead, but then it taken back and then you're called out, game's over. That's tough. That's a tough one to swallow. I'll look more into it, and I know SEMO Ball's got a lot of stuff on it in the Standard Democrat where it was originally reported. So strange circumstances. Portageville officially lost that game and then went on to the the third place game. Took care of business there, winning over North Platte 3-1 in 11 innings to come away with third place in the Class II state tournament over in Springfield, and that actually took place last night, defeating North Platte. So Portageville come away with third place, getting a victory out of there. I know Billy Cook and the coaching staff there really emphasized on getting that win. You don't want to come away with two losses, especially with that semifinal victory being hard to swallow. So come away with one victory, knowing it could have easily been in the state championship, going for a state championship. So come away with third place. A great season for the Portageville Lady Bulldogs. I'm sure a lot of conversations are going to be taking place going forward regarding that semifinal game. And just from reading that story from the Standard Democrat and how they reported on it, what makes it really hard to swallow from my perspective, for them overturning a home run like that is initially there initially wasn't an out called. What makes it really tough from my perspective, actually being an official and being a sports official in my years past, is from what I read and I understand it, this may not have been the case, but the fielders of Pleasant Hope actually came to the umpires and probably told them what actually the umpires decided on, that one of the players or both the players missed a bag or home plate, whatever the case may have been, but they actually went to the umpires with a complaint or a concern, and then the umpires got together and then made a call, which was the out call to end the game. That's what really makes it tough, and really it is a point of I think the Portageville team would have grounds for an appeal at that point, a protest, because if the initial call wasn't made by the umpires aren't really in a position to take any information outside of themselves to make a call. It's really not their grounds to make a call if they're given information by anyone other than themselves. If an umpire comes to another umpire and says, here, this is what I saw, they can actually confer and actually make a correct a call at that point, or make a call. But to actually take information outside of themselves, whether it's a coach, a fan, a player, or a collection of players, that's not really their grounds to do that. So that's certainly, I would think, is a grounds for a protest. If it's actually it's after it's looked into and investigated, if the MSHA officials, MSHSAA officials, confer with those umpires, and they find that none of those umpires actually saw anything that they called on, but actually took information from those players or the coaching staff about what happened, and then at that point they made a call based on that information. I think that is certainly a grounds for a protest and an overturn. But they basically moved forward. They've already played that third place game. Now they're playing the championship game today, so I'm sure that was actually looked into and actually talked about, or that these games wouldn't have been taking place. So I'm sure they probably went past that point and moved on. So certainly very disappointing for the Portageville softball team, and things should be done better than that from Misha. They should be handled better than that, especially at this kind of level. You're going to have the best umpires umpire those games, and from an administration standpoint, it should be handled a lot better. But certainly just a disappointing experience for Portageville, but at least they come away with third place and a victory from Springfield. So certainly one of the strangest circumstances you'll ever come across, especially when it comes to umpiring or officiating, and certainly the game being just totally turned over, and the way it ended is just totally bizarre. But Portageville at least coming away with that victory and third place in Class 2. And moving on from softball, as that season comes to an end this year, we're just getting underway with some district volleyball. We're in the district championship games that'll be taking place today. Actually, district championships have already taken place, so we're entering into state tournament play that is getting underway this weekend, and in the sectional and quarterfinal round. Both of these sectional and quarterfinal rounds will be taking place today, and Clarkton is in the sectional round. They'll take on St. Vincent, and in the neighboring sectional, Bernie will take on Bismarck. So Clarkton and Bernie are local teams competing in the sectional round, and the neighboring sectional rounds is Eminence and Sparta, Winona and Billings, and they will potentially match up with those teams, bottom four teams, in the semifinal round. So Clarkton will take on St. Vincent. The winner will take on the winner of Bernie and Bismarck today as well. The quarterfinal round will be today as well. These games are starting at 3 and wrapping up with the quarterfinal games at 6. So both of those, they're all in one location. As I understand it, it's probably at Clarkton today, I believe that is. But either way, Clarkton takes on St. Vincent in the sectional. Bernie takes on Bismarck in the other sectional. The winner of those games will face off in the quarterfinals later on today as well. Now in Class 2, Portageville takes on Jefferson, and Bloomfield takes on Principia. And the winner of those matchups will face off in the quarterfinal round with a chance to advance to the state Final Four in Cape Girardeau in the Show Me Center on the campus of Southeast Missouri State University next weekend. So Portageville right there in the hunt with another fall sport. Chance to make it out to the state Final Four again, as they did in, or not again, but as they did in softball, can do so in volleyball as well. Now in Class 4, Farmington missed Class 3, but anyways, Class 4, Farmington takes on Lafayette, and Coruscant takes on Kirkwood. And the winner of those two matches will face off in the quarterfinals as well. So a nice matchup there in Class 4. Only 4 classes in high school volleyball. And we got Class 3 going on as well today. And Dexter's hosting that Class 3 sectional and quarterfinal. And they'll get underway today at 3 as Dexter takes on Bishop DeBorg. Bishop DeBorg in that Class 3 sectional, and that'll be at 3 o'clock. And following that sectional is the other sectional, which I want to look up here. I just knew I had a graphic for that, but either way, we'll look it up here. Class 3, District 1. Dexter will take on Bishop DeBorg, and the other sectional matchup is St. Pius taking on Miller Career Academy. St. Pius taking on Miller Career Academy in that other sectional, and that's at 4:30 today in Dexter. And at 6 o'clock will be the quarterfinal, as Dexter will take on, Dexter and Bishop DeBorg. The winner of that will take on St. Pius and Miller Career Academy. So Big matchup for Dexter today. They got Bishop DeBoer, who's 26-7-1. Dexter comes into the match 29-3-1. So certainly looking forward to that Class 3 District 1 matchup today, and that's in Dexter at the Bearcat Event Center here locally. So certainly turn out and get behind our local teams here in Dexter and the other locations as well. So looking forward to seeing some of these teams advance on to the state Final Four in Cape Girardeau next weekend. Certainly will be nice to see some local teams competing just up the road in Cape Girardeau. It gives us a nice opportunity to follow our local teams up there in Cape, just up the road, up I-55. And that's pretty much all to report on volleyball, as they'll be wrapping up today, heading into the state Final Four next week. So we're going to take a break and be back with more coming up.
Deposit your check here or here or even there. Deposit your check wherever you are with First Midwest Bank's new mobile deposit. Just tap, snap, deposit. It's that simple. New mobile deposit from First Midwest Bank, serving the communities we call home.
You want to see me, sweetie?
Hello, Daddy. Have a seat, please. I need my own DVR. I work hard around here. When I get free time, I like to unwind to Good Luck Charlie.
Hey, no problem, no problem. We just got the boss from New Wave. Now we can record up to 6 shows at once.
6 shows at once? Someone's gunning for a promotion.
The boss from New Wave. Make TV work for you. Call 1-888-8-NEW-WAVE today.
And now before we leave today, let's take a look at some college football and pro football matchups taking place today. Rutgers taking on 16th ranked Nebraska. Texas at 11th ranked Kansas State. Top ranked Mississippi State at Kentucky. 22nd ranked West Virginia at Oklahoma State. 3rd ranked Ole Miss at 24th ranked LSU. South Carolina at 5th ranked Auburn. 4th ranked Alabama at Tennessee. 20th ranked USC at 19th ranked Utah. Louisiana Lafayette defeated Arkansas State. I believe that was Tuesday night this week. Had a Tuesday night game for Arkansas State. And Louisiana Lafayette getting that victory in a shootout, 55-40. They're in the Sun Belt Conference. And SEMO was on the road at Eastern Kentucky today in the OVC Conference. And now taking a look at some NBA playoff or NFL football games taking place this weekend. The Lions at the Falcons. The Rams at the Chiefs in Kansas City, a Missouri matchup there. Seattle Seahawks at the Carolina Panthers. The Ravens at the Bengals in an AFC North matchup. The Bears at the Patriots. Eagles at the Cardinals. Very interesting NFC matchup there in Arizona. The Colts at the Steelers. The Raiders at the Browns. Sunday Night Football is the Packers at the Saints in New Orleans. And Monday Night Football is the Redskins taking on the Cowboys in Dallas for an NFC East matchup. And those are the NFL games to look forward to this weekend as well. And that's pretty much all we've got for your roundtable for today. We appreciate you for tuning in as always, and we look forward to seeing you right back here with us next week. And until then, I'm Tyler Wagner. Have yourself a nice week. Take care, everyone.